Hello. I am here. I've got quite a few technical issues, one of which is I don't seem to be live on Facebook and I can't quite work out how to do that. Try creating a new stream or just remove this destination from the stream and then re-add it. Okay, well, I'll try and re-add it. So this is all experimental and I am endeavoring to learn from it. Well, I don't know why. Well, why was it deleted? That's frustrating. Okay, that doesn't seem to be quite right. All right, well, delete. I have to delete it and re-add it, apparently. Okay, apparently I am now on Facebook, but no one might know that because it's a different stream. How silly. Okay. I had a bunch of different technical issues, so it's all experimental, and I'm going to just keep relaxed and go with the flow. Right, so I am live on Facebook now. So hi, anyone who is there. If you can hear me, see me, etc. I better. I'm going to see if I can share this now. Oh no, I've got myself back. Okay, so try and reshare this if I can. How do I do that? It's all new to me, different menus, etc. Transfer video, no. Oh, maybe it has been shared already to my other thing. Okay, well, hello, one person watching, I think, if that is indeed what's happening. You're frozen, am I? You're frozen at the moment. Am I still frozen? I'm not frozen here, but I did look frozen on Facebook. No? See how we do. Okay. Can I see? Hi, Amelia. How are you doing? Not anymore. Okay, good. So I have one view on Facebook. So what I'm wondering is if it came up with the right link, or whether I need to repost that there, repost the new link. That would be good to know. Yeah. I'm just going to try my original link and see how that looks. I know that's going to go to YouTube, so let's just. Sorry, I need to do this really because there's not much point doing what I'm doing if it's not happening. Okay. So it looks like I am live on YouTube as expected, I think, which is fine. although that looks frozen as well at the moment. Obviously, I froze for a minute there. One watching. Well, that's probably me, isn't it? I'm the one watching on YouTube. It's a bit confusing. Frozen. Okay, I've got two watching. Oh no, because one of them's me. All right. Well, I'll have to just leave that, and we'll hope for the best on YouTube. And hello to anyone who's watching now or later. It would be good just to know. Amelia, can I ask you if you follow, if you're seeing this on the original link, or if you're seeing this, did this just come up somewhere, fresh, or if you see what I mean, because I had to do this again, because it wasn't logging in properly, or it wasn't broadcast, it wasn't going into Facebook properly. So anyway, yeah, if you could let me know that might be good. Anyway, here we are. I've just been running around. I was endeavoring to do a little recording. Well, I did do a little recording, and then I couldn't get I've had a little bit of a technical moment, or a bunch of things happening, so bear with me. But let's I'll talk about the idea of, is any taking a look at my current employment? Okay. Oh, thanks, Amelia. Oh, we've got 3 watching. Woohoo! Hello all. Welcome to the stream. Welcome in, as they say on the internet. It always seems a little bit strange. But can you're hearing me okay? People that are here, hopefully, and all of that. And yeah, so the idea here is that I'm going to talk about this song that I've just written. I've got all my lyrics here. This is the lyrics as they were actually written. So I'm going to talk through that, but I think best first to do a little explanation about where I'm at and why I'm doing all of this kind of stuff that I'm doing. So for those that don't know, I have written I've written my first blog for like a year, and I've just written a song which I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to talk about the blog as well. And the whole idea here is to align thoughts, feelings, and actions. That is the plan. So what that means for me is doing my best to get a grip on reality and what right action is and what that looks like for me, and to start to do that. And obviously we all have our strengths, and one of my strengths is songwriting. Possibly my biggest strength is also sort of like a hobby, or even a bit of an obsession, which is why I thought I would like to do a breakdown of a song and the songwriting process, because, well, I'm obsessive about it in a way, not in the sense that I have to keep writing songs every day, but once I get my teeth into a song, or the song gets its teeth into me, then I really have to, like, I can't let go of it, and I'll just be constantly grabbing the guitar and going, how does this work? But with this particular song, this actually was a really quick download. It was written in a couple of hours, which is pretty good for me, or very good, sort of unheard of. Or yeah, it's been quite a long time since I've written something that quickly. And I guess that could mean one of two things. It could mean it's awful, or it could mean it's great. Who knows? Who knows which one it is? Get a bit of light going. So my intention was actually to play this little recording that I did of the song, but that's not now going to happen. So I am going to do it. Hold on. Did I just see Henry Cross? Hello, Henry. It's been a while. I didn't realize I can see these people up here. Right. Oh, it's very. I'm very confused by all of this technology, but this is. I'm endeavoring to be relaxed and just to not worry too much. It's all an experiment. It's all an experiment. Okay. So bear with me. But yes, where to begin? Where to begin? Well, sorry, I am a bit discombobulated, as you can tell. Right, I've got that. So I've got my lyrics here, which I can bring up over here, and then I can show them to you as well. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I think. So I'm going to do that. Into that. Oh my goodness. Can you believe what I'm doing right now? I'm having to click motorcycles. I'm doing one of those I'm not a robot things so that I can get my lyrics to show you. Oh my goodness. Did I get all the motorbikes in the thing? Looks like I did. Okay, so. Right, so I've got my lyrics. So now I can share my lyrics over here, hopefully. Let's see. Share screen. Chrome tab, simple note. Don't need share audio, share. Now let's see how that looks. Right. Is that sort of working? Yeah, if I do that. I don't need all the minutes, do we? Let's get those out of the way. Oops. Right, there. Right. Okay. Oh, right, Emilia, you're all over the place. You're here, you're there. Okay. Right, so there are sort of some of the lyrics for the song. I'm not sure why there aren't more. Let's see. All the lyrics? No, it's not all the lyrics. I thought it would show because it shows on the other screen. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Right. So let's get into this song. Yeah, the song. Well, yeah, a big question. You know, I mean, I'm fascinated with songs. I'm fascinated with frequency, and I'm fascinated with, you know, what works for humans, I suppose, or what works, how meaning and how feeling is transmitted through frequency in kind of very subtle ways. So something quite frustrating is that I did all these settings earlier and they've all been, and I did a test and everything. So something's happened a bit here, but I did want comments to be showing like that. Okay, so we've got there you go. Right. But I can't really see those, so let's see that. Okay, that's better. Now I can see things a bit better. Okay. Right. Ha 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 ha. You're doing great. Brilliant. Okay, so we have some lyrics here, but let's do that view. Yeah, let's do that view. Okay. So, and part of what I like to do is to sort of have this self-referential kind of vibe in songs. I mean, you know, as every songwriter has their kind of idiosyncrasies and their maybe like in jokes and things like that, and language that you pick up, that you learn over the years, or that you things that stick, or that you go, yeah, I like that, and then it becomes, yeah, like an in joke. So some of the things that I do in songs is I kind of carry ideas through from song to song, and that can be a bit like shoehorning them in sometimes, but that's also sort of part of the joke, I think. And I guess what I should really do is probably just sing this song, because, as I said, I've literally just recorded a version, did a little mix, and then couldn't manage to get it in. My drives were messing up, and I was like, no, I can't. Anyway, so I'm totally discombobulated, but what I can do is just sing the song. So maybe I should do that. Should we start with that? Shall we start with that? I think I've sort of given an idea of like what the schedule is for the evening. I don't want to go too long, but I've already done 20 minutes or whatever. So hopefully it won't be an endless stream of bullshit. Anyway, let me grab a guitar in a sec and have a swig of this. And we can get on with it. Oh, great. Okay, so I'm just going to sing it. I think that's a good start. Although, have I got my capo? Oh my goodness. Basically, pretty much everything. I mean, I take complete responsibility for all of these things. I thought I was fairly well prepared, and then at the last resort, at the last point, I've completely messed up in lots of ways. So I'll have to do it like this. I'll have to bar it all. I mean, I could do it down here. No, I can't. No. So it's going to be a bit wrong. So you're going to have an alternative version of the tune. Let me just check that I can do. Can we get into the heart of things? And can you start to sing your song? Even when you find it hard to sing, feeling your heart will bring you along. See how your song is coming back again. Through a stack of pain, you were strong. And I sing alone. I adore you, and I'm for you. Honey, you're too good to lose. I was hoping for the best of me, but then the rest of me showed up. And I'm searching for the recipe, the open sesame, the holy cup. And no one has got testing me to squeeze a diamond seam from the rough. God can be tough. And this is God's love. I adore you, and I'm for you. Honey, you're too good to lose. Just the way the sunlight hits the apple of your eye can make it right. Just the way you sway me on the lane could make everything feel so fine. You make it so hard to love you. How could I ever start? And I hear the grapevine buzzing, but they don't know what we got. No. And I could ever praise your love from the highest mountain top. You raise love up. You make life pop. I adore you, and I'm for you. Honey, you're too good to lose. I adore you, and for you. Honey, you're too good to lose. Right, that's hopefully the worst version I'll ever sing of that song, without a capo and yeah, everything. Trying to bar the whole thing. Mental. But then at least I've laid out the, you know, the what I'm going to be talking about. So buckle up. I'm going to talk about the download of that song. So that song happened. Well, I've got the date here because I've taken to. In fact, I think I've been in this habit for a long time. I liked how Picasso would date everything. Always got the date on, you know. And I read his biography, or a biography of his, and he said he thought that in the future he did it because he thought that one day in the future there might be some science or some way of I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but it was like it would have some significance. Someone would be able to look at them, his pieces, and sort of go like, "Ah, yeah," and you know, there would be some gift in that, to people in the future, that they could tell something about that day, the resonance of the day, or something like that. I don't know. So I do that as well. I write down sort of significant days, because sometimes songs take a long time. They don't just take one. In fact, it's very unusual for a song to take one day. But yeah, so anyway, the point of all that ramble is that this was on the 15th, and it's now the whatever it is. So it's a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, whatever, old. So I was really miserable this day. I was not exactly miserable. I was just like, it was a dull day. It was that kind of thing. It was like, what am I doing? Pretty unfocused. Oh, I should be doing this, but I'm not doing that. And then, lo and behold, this magical thing started to happen. And what that thing was, as far as I remember, and I'm going to get, because I tend to keep lyric sheets. So my way of writing, and I say I want to put everything in a kind of I want like a caveat. I want to frame everything with a caveat, because I am very open to changing the way I approach writing. I don't really want to get stuck. I mean, I am stuck in my ways, in some ways, or have been, but I like to try new things, and I like listening to an extent, I like listening to other songwriters talk about how they write songs, stuff like that. There's a podcast that I listen to sometimes, which has got a ridiculously stupid name, Soda Jerker for Songwriters. I don't know what. It's a very annoying name, but they've interviewed so many people, it's crazy, and they don't ask good questions. It's very frustrating. Sorry, guys, on that podcast, but it's not. They have these incredible songwriters, and they just, for me, they don't really you take the opportunity anyway. But you do still get some nuggets in there. So I'm interested in the songwriting process and different approaches. And when I hear someone does it a certain way, I go, "Oh, okay, I'll try that." So yes. So when I say I do this, it's like, well, I'm doing this at the moment, and I do go in between things. So generally, I write on A4, and I keep meaning to get better, but nicer A4. I keep meaning to get a stack of some sort of not plain blank white, like something that's a bit more rustic, that's a bit more homemadey feeling, and I haven't got round to doing that, or I haven't found. So if anyone knows of any good paper sources, that might be interesting, because it's got to make a difference, right? So anyway, let's get to this page one. So somewhere on here, where's the date gone? Yeah, so this was the beginning, and it says, "I adore you, and I'm for you," and it's got I'm okay. So look, this is going to be embarrassing for me. It is going to be. So, but I'm kind of going to do it because I'm interested in it. You don't have to be. That's fine. Anyway. Yes, I've got "I implore you," but it could have been that. Maybe I could have been imploring you. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but all I know is it was like this. It wasn't like how it goes now. It went like this. Which is actually so nice. And in a way, it's nicer. And this is the thing when you're writing songs. This is the sort of balance, the crazy balance that you have to do. You have to go, well, because I used to, when I was younger, I used to try and do everything. I was always like trying to tear up the rules and use weird chords and and I still do to an extent. Not so much in this song, but there is a lot that you can do with very simple chords. And as I was saying, there's a fascination with resonance and this system of notes that we've come up with, the 12-tone equal tempered system, which is, out famously is out not really in tune, sort of, but it kind of is, and it's evolved. It's a scientific approach to something that was sort of already inherent. This is how I see it. Anyway, it was the 12-tone system is kind of inherent in frequency, I think, arguably, anyway. And that's another thing. I'm not going to get into big theory or whatever, but it results in these relationships, and then these chord relationships, and obviously the melody relationships. And the chord relationships are, they're simple, but they carry a mood, they carry a feeling, and that's what. And so putting them in different orders and all of that kind of stuff is part of the whole thing. Finding something that is familiar, but is let me get rid of this for now. Let's do that. Yeah, familiar, but also hopefully has some uniqueness to it. So when I hit upon this, it's partly that there's, for me, and this is not, it's partly that there's a missing bit in the melody, and that's what makes it work. And there's also, but then I actually ended up filling that bit in. So it's very strange the way these things happen, because you can, when you're writing a song, this is the same with every kind of creativity, I think, you have to say yes to something in order to move forward. But that very thing that moved you forward might be the thing that you're going to later have to say no to, even if you're really attached to it. And it's quite a painful process in that way, I find. So the way that the first little seed, little nugget of this song that came for me was this. I'm just going to. I'll do it here. And that is actually, to me, is quite unique. It's not very familiar. There's something about hanging there. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. It does something. It's really lovely, and it's strange to me that I then had to, now I'm going back and thinking, well, why did I change that? But I did end up changing it. I could always go back, of course, but so it was this the simplicity of this melody and the way that it just hangs there and it sort of lets you wait. That's its strength, and that's what hooked me into this. So I had I'll do it like I adore you, and it's nice to even sing it in that way, where you don't hold the notes so long. I adore you. So for me, that was it. It's just that, and because it's like, oh, I'm waiting. It's this feeling of like, oh yeah, okay, so he adores me, but like, is also like making me wait for the next thing. I adore you. And I'm for you. So this is where the rhyme just takes the song, you know, and you just give in to the rhyme. And this is something I'm in this song particularly. I've got into this habit now of, that's the first port of call often with lyrics, is rather than aiming for something, you just let the rhyme lead, and you have to sort of just go into this floaty space, and you go like, oh, you just let the rhyme. And obviously people do this. I mean, probably everyone's seen blanking on his name now, the crazy rapper, freestyler, who just does that to the ultimate extreme. I mean, he just sort of can't stop rhyming, and he almost seems to not be able to fail at making something make sense, even when it seems impossible that it's going to end up making sense. And obviously that's an inspiration, is seeing that. But so, and I'm for you. This is like, to me, there's a kind of soul, there's a like high-end soul, like Michael Jackson level. There was something that was in this late Michael Jackson song, I can't remember which one, where they would go for this kind of blunt way of getting the line in. I mean, this is so weird because it's just like a random like thought in my head. It's quite hard to convey, but anyway, the point is, and I'm for you, it actually conveys so much, but in such a minimal kind of way. But it almost conveys everything. It's like, to me, it's like really beautiful. I adore you. Anyway, I'm going to stop playing it like that because I actually then did change it, the chords. So I just did the little run up so that it started to go. And the thing is, that is hooky. You can't deny it's got more hook. And then it goes up, you know. So I did in the end go for that one, not the, which is kind of weird and a bit angular and nice, sort of haunting. But the it's just got more soul, more groove. So then the next line, what was the next line? Oh yeah, and then honey, you're too. Honey, you're too. And then it took me quite a long time to work out these chords. Honey, you're too, which is just all the same chords in a different order. And it's kind of very obvious. When I found it, I was like, of course it has to go do that. But for ages it wasn't. It was going I can't remember. It was like staying up there. Didn't really work. And I was banging away at it for a while before I figured out, of course, it needs to drop down. And it kind of shifts into something different there. It's like it's got that triumphant thing. It's rising, you know. And then it moves back down. So that, and it's not, there's nothing really very unique about that. It's quite familiar. It's kind of quite gospel in a way, I think. And it was great. I did this song yesterday at the open mic in Tottenham, the Blackbird, and I got people to sing it. I was like, I got to hear people singing this, and it was nice, even though no one knew it, so it wasn't like full volume or anything. But yeah. So that's the chorus. But what I haven't said is the emotion that comes with it. Like when I'm writing, not always, but with this song, I have never sobbed as uncontrollably as I was writing this song. So, and obviously I'm kind of saying all this stuff with the hopes of helping you write better songs, because without any doubt, you've got better songs in you than I've ever written. So please, take anything you can and go and do, or whether it's a song or whatever it is, hopefully it's useful. So that's kind of partly why I'm doing this, and also just because it's I guess like it's geeky for me. I like it. I like thinking about it. I like going back and going, oh yeah, what is that? Why did that happen? Anyway, one thing, and I learned this, I think, from what's that guy? There's a book about writing. What's it called? I think I have possibly, no, it's not here. And the book's a bit annoying. But it's about like getting on with the work, doing the work sort of thing of writing. And he says one of the things is, which I didn't take a lot from the book, to be honest, but one of the things is about like opening yourself to the muses, and that kind of stuck with me. And I don't exactly do that in a like considered chosen way, but what I have found myself now doing, and this is a whole sort of aside, I guess this is like a different little detail, is that when I get a hint, when I get that little thing and I go, oh look, that there is something, I literally just say thank you straight away. As soon as I get into that space, I just go, oh, thank you, muses. That's my thing. And I am going to write something about the muses, the three muses, which I think have sort of been lost to antiquity, and possibly because it doesn't suit people for people to be inspired all the time. It doesn't suit certain people for the rest of us to be inspired and to be creative and to be fulfilling our function, as it were. So it may be a sort of deliberate obfuscation, and you can read about the 9 muses and then this and that, but for me, when I heard about they're called the Boolean muses, and there's 3 of them, and I mentioned this the other day, I think, on a video, but yeah, I won't go into it now too much, or I won't go into it. Let's leave that. But it's an interesting subject, I think. And for me, there are 3. There are definitely 3. See you, Amelia. There are 3, and they, in a way, it's about past, present, and future. They relate to that. They relate to a lot of things. They relate to grammar, logic, and rhetoric, which is kind of, it's all the same. They relate to the input, processing, and output, and the way that they're kind of described as well. So now I am talking about the muses, but hey, the muses are important, and they're important, I think, to think about, because you might have more of a relationship with one of the muses than with the other muses, basically. And really, for you to really be aligned and really be fulfilling your purpose, it's worth thinking about the other muses. You know, and I know because this is how something that's been great for me to think about is, and I did mention this the other day, is the as it were the last muse, Ioade, is the muse of the voice. So it aligns with rhetoric. So for example, the muse, as it were, of the middle is Melete, and a lot of people are very good at craft, which is what Melete represents. So they're very good at like doing the thing, but they are not necessarily good at reaching inwardly or into the or deeply or really seeking to understand the depths or the history of or into reality, which is more Neem, the first, as it were, muse. Although obviously it's a cyclical process, but Neem, spelled Mneme, is the first muse, and I think it's. I think this is good stuff. I think we need this, honestly, as creative people. But yeah. So the point being of the muse is that I thank them, and I'm sort of they're there and they're real for me, definitely. They are there, and they give freely, and that's what's so great that's why I'm so grateful to them, because you know, the more that I become the vessel, the more that the more happier they are to give. They don't ask for anything. All they have is, you know, insight. You know, they can give you, you know, the accurate. You can pinpoint the accurate thing that you're looking for, and you can craft it into something, and you can present it. But you have to be open to all of them. And so for me, the weakness is Ioade. My relationship with Ioade is the weakest, which is why I'm now putting myself out here on the internet more and more to practice that, to practice rhetoric, to practice actually using my voice, actually singing all the songs that I've written, because I've been so long in the craft part of writing a song, not doing anything with it, thinking it's great, but just that's it, and then I go on to the next thing. And I don't actually put myself out there. So I'm endeavoring now to really do that. And this is just a part of that. So so that's about that. I mean, the thing is that this is a sort of a love song. So I'm going to get the lyrics back up again. It's kind of like a love song, but as I've described it online, it's a love song to you, or it's about how awesome you are. It's about how infinitely valuable you are. And frustratingly, I set all of this up with links and everything, but I can share this link. So I mentioned this last night at the open mic, and I think I can I drop this in here? Post a comment? No? Okay, that didn't work. Let me just try this. So I want to just mention, because I think this was in my mind, or it has been in my mind since I read the book, this concept of the infinite value of the individual. It's not really a concept, it's just a way of understanding it. So I'm putting this link for you. This is a link to the End of All Evil, which is can't really get it. So that's going onto YouTube at least. I don't know if it's going to other places. Oh no, it looks like it's gone to Facebook as well. Oh, well, that's cool. I don't know how that works, but fine. So that's The End of All Evil. It's a short book. You will struggle a bit to get a hard copy, but that is a online version that you can read, and it's a very nice, simple book that has a lot of insights in it, and will carry you quite a long way into a spiritual kind of epiphany or a progress, depending on where you're at the time or in life or up to now. But the reason I'm referring to it is because of this idea of the infinite value of this reality of the infinite value of the individual, which is quite a difficult concept to wrap your head around, but it is a concept it is a reality which you can actually feel. And so when I was writing this song, I think that's where I was actually at. That's what was kind of coming through. And so what that is about the heart. It's about life. It's about God expressing through you, and so this is in a way a love song to myself, which is it's a love song to you, and it's a love song to myself as well. That's kind of inherent in it. So that's the first. So let's get these lyrics up. It's a bit frustrating, we can't see them all, but can I do that? Let me see. Okay, so we've got lyrics there. Yeah, let's do that. So so I knew that I didn't want to just keep going around these chords. I wanted some kind of shift, and it's the same chords in a different order, or slightly different order, so it just shifts the emphasis because it goes to the dominant. It holds on the dominant, so same thing there, and then you've got that suspension, that sustain there, which resolves it's got this slow resolve through the fourth, which to me it's just agonizingly beautiful, even though it's kind of familiar. And yeah, it's just that pause there. So this is what I use for the verses, or the first part of the verses, and it's into this idea of the heart of things. So again, this is letting the rhymes, letting the song, letting the sounds of the words. It's not even necessarily the rhymes. I mean, it is, but it's kind of, you like letting the mind kind of go and just like, well, I let words float through, and you get this kind of thing like. So there's lots of this is quite intricate, this, in terms of rhyming, and I did play around with it quite a lot. So on this first, so obviously sometimes, again, when you're writing, you write things in a certain order, and then part of it is going and bang, actually that goes better there, that goes better there. So I didn't actually start and with this verse. I started with, it's so funny, isn't it? I mean, the things that I've got written here. I'm searching for the sesame. That's what that was my. So like that. It's kind of writing, not letting yourself write nonsense, and then it actually, and then you go, oh, that actually, because that actually ended up like, why did I write? I'm searching for the sesame. or sesames even. I just went, okay, I'll just write that down. I'm searching for the sesames. I got the recipes sewn up. This is not the lyrics this is not the final lyrics. This is just what I was writing in order to just get the idea down. So this is another thing, I mean, Paul McCartney talks about, I don't know if he wrote any of those songs, but anyway, or if he is even Paul McCartney, I don't know anything about that. But anyway, about writing like scrambled eggs instead of yesterday. It was scrambled eggs or whatever. Anyway, so you write you can just write something. You just keep going. So it's like this. You just keep stepping forward. That's like what I'm getting better at. Is you just say it's gonna be something there. I've thanked the muses. They're here. They're clearly here because they've shown me this. They showed me this. I adore you. That was it. That was enough for me to know there's something here. And so I go, okay, thank you. This is why I'm here. Is to like receive this. This is actually why I'm here. So you go, okay. Then you start to just trust, and you go, okay. And then words, you just like reach into the ether, and you just grab whatever words are there. And so it was, I'm searching for the sesames. That's what I've written here. And then I've got best of me there, up there, which did again got to be used later. So you kind of chuck out these words which don't necessarily make sense at the time, but you can bring them back round, or they might just come back round. So I'm just going to read you. This was my sort of first go at the first verse, but it wasn't really like a first go, like, oh, I must get this first verse written and it must make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm searching for the sesames, and then I put best of me. I got the recipes sewn up, and I caught you on your bended knee, selling stocks in bees and buttercups. And that none of that line ended up in the song, but it's nice, and it has a niceness to it. It's like, oh, I caught you on your bended knee, selling stocks in bees and buttercups. Well, it's actually selling stocks in buttercups was the first thing, and then I wanted to get the extra rhyme in, so I did bees and buttercups. None of that ended up in the song, but this idea that you're selling stocks in buttercups, that was kind of like, okay, that's interesting. That caught my imagination and kept me rolling along for a while. Then I thought you were a frenemy. I used the word frenemy in this first draft, and I got so shook up. Then I saw you on the lane, and that's with this kind of pause. So this pause at the end. And then the chords change here. Saw you on the lane. So it kind of, it's even longer waiting on the dominant there. Wait for it. And so I brought in this idea of meeting you on the lane. And that's a little quote for me in my little songwriting world. That's a self-quote, a self-reference. And, that song is actually out there, so that I'm referring to there. And it also has other resonances for me in things, little moments in my life. So that is something that really resonates with me. Just, I saw you on the lane. The lane is just such a beautiful, I think in this world, around here there are lanes, but in the world on the whole, maybe there aren't enough lanes. I think maybe we need more lanes. maybe that would help. So anyway, I saw you on the lane. That just does so much for me. Maybe it doesn't for you, but anyway. And again, it didn't end up in the song in that form, but it did come back, and I was so attached to that. I thought, oh, that has to go in, and yeah, I have to have seen you on the lane, because it's just, to me, that's agonizingly beautiful. And I saw you on the lane. It's like, oh, my dear, my love, you're there, but it also has a resonance that's too much for me to go into. It has another layer of resonance for me personally, which would be another whole story. That isn't necessarily what you would expect, but I won't bother going into it, not because it's a big private thing, but it's just, I can't, we've already hit an hour and we're only at this. We've done a verse. Oh no, we haven't done a verse, because I'm sort of going through my original notes here, because that was interesting to me. This is almost more interesting than looking at the actual lyrics, but let's look at the actual lyrics. So the actual lyrics that I've ended up with for the first verse are here on the screen. Can we get into the heart of things, and can you start to sing your song? So that's lovely rhymes there for me. Can we get into the heart of things, and can you start to sing your song? And then I'm rhyming. I like this. To me, it's kind of like, maybe it's too clever, it may be too mental, but I like that it feels like, how can you say sing again? Because didn't you just rhyme sing? But no, I didn't rhyme sing. Sing was just in the previous line, but it wasn't the rhyme. And that's kind of like, that makes it like, somehow it brings it. Sorry, I'll get myself back on screen. Let's do that one. It sort of knots it all together. Can we get into the heart of things? Can you start to sing your song? Where's my key things aren't working. Ugh. Yeah, it knots it together. Even when you find it hard to sing, feeling your heart will bring you along. Again, it's like tight rhymes. Even when you find it hard to sing, feeling your heart will bring you along. And then, so there's loads of tight multi rhymes. I don't know what, there's a word for that, I guess. See how your song is coming back again. See how, even when you find it. Sorry, I'm looking at this going. Anyway, you get the idea. So it's this sort of analogy thing, right? There's a song for you that's hard to sing. Maybe it's a story that's hard to sing. And I had all of that. I had all of those concepts. Story. What is it? Is it a story? Is it something? But I think the coming back again and the stack of pain, that is, it was. I had now the stories coming back again, and through a stack of pain, you're strong. And that all was just coming through the rhymes. Rhymes, really. It's just like, that it starts to flow when you let it. So now the story's coming back in, through a stack of pain, you're strong. That's to me is beautiful. And I was sobbing, like I said, when I was writing this, absolutely sobbing, because I was just like, oh, thank you. This is so lovely. And yeah, it makes sense, and it has this like backwards and forwards. And a friend of mine I sent this song to, and he said, it's like you're talking to who are you talking to? You're talking to into the ether, or it's like an open love song, and so it's your song, and I'm the one singing along with you. That's the kind of nice thing, the nice aspect of it. So it's getting a bit dark here, isn't it? Right. Okay, well, I've got a few people still watching. Haven't driven everyone off. So yeah, it's a bit. I'm sorry that I possibly. Well, I did mess up, and I didn't. I don't know quite what happened, but the Facebook thing didn't work as intended. So I may have lost some people that way, and I didn't want to take more time and post links and yada yada, which probably should have done. Anyway, you start to sing your song. Yeah, so then we've got the chorus. So then that's a little kind of in joke. It's like, oh, and I sing along, and then I'm singing this song which you can sing along with. So that's a kind of in joke, you know. That's a songwriter's joke for me. You know, it's joke. It's like it's joke in a light way. Okay. And then we've got the second verse, which came, I believe, more or less as slightly as is, except for the third. Oh, the end of this was one of the hardest, if not the hardest bit. So we've got I was hoping for the best of me, but then the rest of me showed up. And I'm searching for the recipe, the open sesame, the holy cup. Again, it's rhymes, but I've also brought this sesame back because it was there. It was in the ether. Somehow it came totally randomly. It didn't make any sense. I don't know what it was doing there. But then it comes through and does make sense. So for me, that second line, it's pretty silly in a way, you know, but not songs are silly. You got to remember that. I think you can't really, even the most serious song. I mean, a song is inherently silly and pointless. I think that's a good sort of thing to remember, even though we can argue about how good or bad a song is, or how this guy gets it, or that guy, that's the worst song ever and that's the best song ever. A song isn't, you know, music is kind of mad, you know. It's not really, there's no rational sense to it really, ultimately. Anyway, that's an aside, but something for the best of me and the rest of me shows. Now I'm searching for the recipe, the open sesame, the holy cup. All of that's a bit silly to me, you know. It's kind of like, yeah, you're just mucking around, but it shifts it, but it's kind of a silly way of saying quite serious stuff. And again, it's the rhyme leading. I was hoping for the best of me, but then the rest of me showed up. It's just letting the rhyme speak for you, and then luckily it also makes sense. And then you've got and now I wonder, is God testing me? And that's a complete rhyme. What I mean is that is there because it rhymes. And I just go, okay, fine, it rhymes, and it's scrolled down. And then you've got this last line, to squeeze a diamond seam from the rough. And that is probably my favorite line, even though it's difficult. It was difficult to get to. And this whole little sequence, to squeeze a diamond seam from the rough. Love can be tough, and this is God's love. And it still could be, but this is God's love. You know, and that whole idea, you know, of squeezing a diamond out of the land, out of, you know, a diamond seam, you know, from the God's like going, I can do this. There's got to be some value in here. But I spent quite a long time with that, and look at a page or two. Let me just see. I've got it here somewhere. I'm searching for the sesame. No, that's first place. Hold on. Into the heart things. Even though I find it hard to sing. Da, 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 da. Sometimes just the way that's all. Huh. Just give me a second. Yeah, that's funny. Because I wrote it all quite quickly, so I rewrote all the pages, sort of in the right order. But this, I've got like notes going all up the side of the margins like crazy. Going, is it a precious seed? That was a nice rhyme, precious seed. But then I was almost settled on that, and then I was like, to find a precious seed in the dust. That's a nice rhyme. It's a nice idea. But then it had this association after, and so you've got to let rhymes, you've got to let lyrics sit for a minute and go and wait and go, oh, is this the right thing? And sometimes you come back to it and you go, oh no, that doesn't sound right. Yeah. So you have like some association that you totally didn't think of the first time round. So you have to let things breathe a bit. So I've got all these different things up here. There's a precious gleam in the rough, or kind of, to make a precious dime, because precious was a nice rhyme with a nice half rhyme, I think, with something. Oh yeah, testing. And you had preciously. So I was trying to squeeze stuff in here. But it did ultimately come to that one. This is God's love. And that's obviously not a thing that a lot of people are going to really go for, but I think it works in the context. So this whole verse kind of brings it back to me. It's like, so in the first verse, you're kind of looking at the other, and you're saying, look, you can do this, you can sing your song, and I'll join you. And then the second one is more like is becoming that person that's struggling, representing that side of things. I was hoping for the best of me, but then all this shit, like, what? Now I have to deal with this. Why can't I just be the perfect being that I want to be? And I'm searching for the recipe. The open sesame, it's kind of throwaway, but it works for me. The holy cup, and I wonder if God's testing me to squeeze a diamond seam from the rough to make it all worth it. Love can be tough, but this is God's love. So it's for a reason that it's tough, because it can make something happen. So I'm gonna just go see if I can. Oh, there you go. Hopefully this will now work. Let's try that. Let's try this. Name. What's going? Oh, sorry. One sec. Still figuring this out. Yep, I think that's right. To make that full screen. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the whole lyrics here. And this is God's love, and then there's chorus again. I adore you, and I'm for you. And honey, you're too good to lose. So this is where I brought back the lane, the famous lane. And so it's a middle eight, and this is a dead straight pop song structure the whole way. And I do like to mess with that, and I also like to use that. And this is, again, it's like, what is, we use this, we all seem to like the 12-tone thing, and we all seem to like 4/4 beat, and we all seem to like a 3-minute pop song, so it's it's a mystery. What, you know, you could ask the question, what is a song? And it's quite hard to sort of, it's like, well, it seems to be, you know, 3 minutes long, and it seems to have a chorus and a middle eight. Why? I don't know. Tradition, conditioning. Like, what is it? What's happening? Why is it like that? Nobody knows. But here we have the middle eight, and I love middle eights. I love them. And I love, somehow, if I'm really in the flow with the song, not necessarily that I'm writing it fast, I kind of almost know somehow that the middle eight is going to just come. I can't explain it. It's something where it just, you have to trust that it's going to be there. You just have to say, there's going to be something that's going to go in a different direction, is going to work, and it's not really going to make any sense. And so, and this to me is a lovely middle eight, you know, and it does that perfectly. So we're shifting into the minor. I'll just play it. Just the way the sunlight hits the apple of your eye can make it right. So I love that. You know, it's a complete departure from everything that's gone before. That's perfect for middle eight. It's like, okay, what's different? You know, what's different? Let's go to the minor. Let's go like something super repetitive that's just like knocking on your forehead or whatever. Just the way sunlight hits the apple of your eye, make it right. And again, this is just letting the lyrics just write themselves, because it doesn't, you know, it's like a very confusing sentence, actually. Just the way the sunlight hits the apple of your eye can make it right. Well, does that mean your eye, or does it mean the, what it, you receive it as the apple of it, you receive it as the sunlight's hitting the eye, but actually it's the apple of the eye, which is obviously, you know, a phrase which doesn't mean the eye, it means something different, right? So it's, I like that, especially in the middle eight. You know, that it's like, what, are you sure you're understanding this? Like, are you getting this? Because actually maybe you can't. You know, that's kind of like, for me, what I like a middle eight to do is like, it wants to like unleash the full depth of the world of the song, like, and just go, actually, even though this is a pop song and it's going like doop be doop be doop, like suddenly we're seeing the other side of that, the mysterious side of where it's like, it doesn't actually quite add up, does it? It's like there's so much more here than can be actually nailed down in this way. So that's that. And then I brought back in the lane, because at first, actually, I literally had that first line for middle eight, and I thought, oh, that'll do. I don't know how I thought that. Of course it needs a second line. And then I did toy with moving around, moving further, but they just looping it back round to the same melody again. Just did it for me because of this tiny detail in the melody. Just the way you sway me on the lake, make everything feel so fine. Da, da. You know, that again, it's like reaching out, it's reaching off. You know, it sort of takes it out of the mundane, out of the plinky plonky, and into the realms, into the ether. That's what that does, that one note. So yeah, that's what I love about like a one note sometimes. Okay, and then into the last verse, and I wanted to bring back here that I just wanted to go back. There was one. There's a whole, and this was actually original. This I'd sort of forgotten this until I was looking at these earlier, but there's a whole verse that I thought was going to be the first. I have it here written for verse 1. Before I get to the last verse, but it's kind of crazy. I had this idea, and again, this is just words that came because they rhymed really, and I had that. So it brought back the butterflies, selling stocks in butterflies. I don't know. It just went round and round, and it came back to this this idea of a couple on the balcony. So I had this idea that that came out of nowhere. I think it was balcony was a rhyme. What was it rhyming with? It just came out of something, and anyway, it ended up in this idea of that was sort of like a little story, a little side story of like, oh, we're here, and over there there's a couple, and we can see them on the balcony, and they're making up after the fight. And I had the line, "Dang, they sure did make up." Like we're kind of seeing into this realm that we shouldn't really be. It's a little bit. Oh, that's a bit intimate. And then I brought back this. I saw him on a bended knee, selling butterflies and buttercups. Anyway, it's a little aside. It's just the idea that just to say that you can go on a whole little story, a whole little verse that's completely different, and be sure that that's going to be the thing, and then you can scrap it, and that's also fine. So yeah, just a bit of encouragement for that kind of approach. So we've got last verse where hopefully I bring everything kind of to make sense of some kind. So you make it so hard to love you. How could I ever stop? Again, that was just like that was the muses. That just came out, and I went, does that make sense? And oh hell yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. And that line again is 100% like can be directed inwards, absolutely. You make it so hard to love you. How easy do you find it to love yourself? How could I ever stop trying to love this person that's so hard to love? That's the kind of spirit of that line. And then the grapevine buzzing. That again, it just came out of all of this is like just rhyming. It's just like letting the words come out. But it's like there's just a load of nice ideas that kind of do sum up something. I hear the grapevine buzzing as in like the chatter, everything's going on, but actually we're here for with more serious intent. They don't understand what we've got because they're just chatting. They don't really understand the depth of life. That's kind of what I'm, hinting towards there. And I could ever praise your loving. So that's a nice little, for me, I like just going, actually, do I have to say, I don't think it was that. I praise your love. That's a sort of like really reaching. I could praise your loving. I really want to praise your loving. And to say I could ever praise, it's again, does that quite make sense? I'm not sure. It's almost like an American colloquialism kind of thing. I don't know if it is, but it sounds like one enough that I'm happy using it. And I could ever praise your loving from the highest mountaintop. So it's just saying, look, you're the one capable of bringing your love. You are the one that can sing your song. To me, that's huge, like what it's saying there. And so it does sum it up well. It does brings the song to a satisfying kind of conclusion, or if it is a conclusion, it brings it to a satisfying close. Because you raise love up, you put love up as the main thing, as the main deal. And then this lovely cheeky rhyme, which for me is just, again, it's the rhyme. It rhymed, and I just went, yes. As soon as that came, I just, when I say that, like, it's like I'm literally here going, top, I'm just doing that, and then I go, live pop, pop, yeah, pop. What a nice word to end the verse, and what a nice word to lead into, and yeah, it's a very modern phrase for anything to pop. Oh, you make that pop. It's a very modern phrase, and you kind of think, oh, well, if no one says that in 20 years, well, fuck it. But people, what do people use that in? Oh, that makes that that, I don't know, belt makes the outfit pop, or whatever it is, that accessory, or that graphic detail. That's the context that I've heard it in. So for me to like raise that little popular phrase and put it into this context of like, you make all of life pop, it's like, that's a kind of, to me, that is again like a little songwriter joke. It's like, what do you mean you make life pop? Wow. It's such a ridiculous kind of exaggeration. It's like, hey, what you just did, that really made the universe pop. It's that kind of ridiculous over exaggeration that is, to me, funny. And I do like to be funny in songwriting. To me, that's sorry, this light is not really working, is it? Let me just move this light. See, I've got enough light, but I realize that no one can see me at this point, so just give me a second. Oh, come on. Right, I'll do that. Yeah, I've got this hanging light which looks right down, so it doesn't quite work as you might expect. That's a bit better. Hello. A bit bright there. So that's my little breakdown of this song. And as I said, it's a real simple little pop song, and it's very conventional, and it goes, the chords are all pretty much as simple as you could get. It uses the 4, the 1, the 6, the 2. Oh no, it does change key, of course, in the middle 8. I forgot that, yeah. But it changes it in that nice subtle way. Yes, of course. I forgot that. I did forget that about the middle 8. It's got the. So this is in key, but here we change key. Just for that one chord. And that makes all the difference to the middle 8 as well. It like shifts, and that's nice. So I'm doing all this without a capo, and it's all barred, and it's not really quite the right chords. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So it's dead simple little pop song. Well, in my mind, it's a pop song. Whether it will have any popularity is another thing. So I just did a recording of it, as I said before I came here, and didn't quite manage to get that into a state because of drives and stuff where I can actually play it for you, but I have played you a very dodgy version of it at the beginning of the stream. So I've been streaming for an hour and a half, and I've had a couple of people listening. It seems like there are some people on Facebook. I think, Yeah, I think you can comment on Facebook. So I don't know. I think I can even see who it is. Can I? Stephen, Henry, and Amelia. But Amelia said she was going to go. Anyway, it looks like she's still there to me. But anyway, hello, Henry, if you are indeed there. And hello, Stephen, if you are indeed there. Maybe you've just left it playing to uplift my mood. Put it on mute. That would be nice. Anyway, no pressure. But I think I'm gonna head off there. Probably, I was gonna talk about my piece that I've just written, but to be honest, my throat is starting to a little bit from so much chatting. And well, was this? I don't know how this experiment went. I guess not amazingly in terms of numbers, and I don't know. Is it a good thing to do to pull a song apart and talk about it and think about it? I feel like it might be. Was it interesting for me? Was it valuable for me? It was interesting for me to look back through, but I did that before I came online. So I'm not sure. I'll have a reflection on it. What I'm going to do, I think, is the next one I will go into the right action question, and I'll probably have put out another piece by then. So I will kind of talk about both of those. And I guess I'm just going to keep chatting until I press end stream, which will be soon. So that's kind of that. And yeah, peace, y'all. I was going to run down to the Albert open mic if anyone is in Totnes that is watching, but I guess seems like not as far as I can tell. So anyway, lots of love to you all, and take it easy. Bye.